Lots of
Moulin
fun
Rouge suite. I do
for
not want to meet my parents
everyone.
there. That
It's
doesn't seem like the
the
right place to go.
Show.
All right, let's welcome our next guest. She is a mother of 3. She's an old friend of mine. She's been to some weird comedy shows that I've done. Please welcome to the stage, CourtneyGomez. Courtney, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh my God, this is fantastic. Courtney, I have to tell you, props to you. You just had a baby a very short time ago, and that's awesome. Congrats.
Thank you. She's almost a year old.
Almost
so,
a year old?
yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm behind on everything.
That's
yeah.
all right.
The problem I have is that it looks like I just had the baby. It looks like you just came from a marathon.
I keep saying, well, I have this baby weight still. I have this baby weight still. But who am I kidding? It's no longer baby weight. It's donut weight. Every Sunday.
Yeah, no one believes
3
you.
or 4 of them.
No one believes
I can't
you.
help it.
Everyone's here going, yeah, donut weight. 1 donut.
We'll say it's 1.
Yeah. Well, you do the mud runners, is that right? The mud runs?
I used to.
By the way, horrible name, mud runs.
Yeah, mud runs. By the time you get to the
Too much pizza.
By the
That was
time you get
gross.
to
That
the
was
end of the
gross.
run and you smell yourself, you kind of wonder if it was mud or what. It's a little scary.
Wooden chicken feed. Yeah.
Wooden chicken feed. Yeah,
Could be anything.
I'm sorry.
I got
know what
experience
happened
with
to
that.
him now.
So you have some great stories for us. Let's kick right in.
Okay.
All right. I want to start with my favorite one. We're going to kick it off right. Tell us about the visit you guys had from the Jehovah's Witnesses.
This has got to
Not
be
a sponsor.
This has got to be one of my all-time favorite stories about my kids because it is just their personality through and through. And so when we first moved to Wilmington, we lived in this townhouse community, and they were always walking around to the point where we would get phone calls from neighbors saying, hey, watch out, they're on the way, don't go near your door. Well, this particular day, it was in the middle of winter. It's cold outside. You'd think my kids would be in the house bundled up under blankets. No, they were completely naked. At the time, they're 2 and 5, running around the house, screaming like banshees because, that's what they did for fun. And isn't that what we all want to do for fun? So I look out my window and I see them coming. And so I have about a 10-second window to decide how to handle this. Look out the window, they're there. Look at my kids, they're running around screaming. And yep, I'm going to go for it. And so the knock came, and I opened the door, and they say, have you heard the good news? And my kids run screaming at the top of their lungs through, and I say, no, I haven't. Would you like to tell me about it? They take a look behind me, probably debating whether or not to call CPS on me, and they said, it's kind of cold out here. You should probably put some clothes on your kids. Have a great day. And they turned around and they walked away. So if you ever want to know what to do, you got to find some kids to, preferably yours, that'd be a little weird.
I was going to say,
to
I'm
come running
pretty sure
your house.
this doesn't apply to me. Hey, you have some kids? I need naked ones for my
Courtney,
house.
I need to borrow your
Jehovah's
kids.
Witness thing. Jehovah's Witness thing. Don't worry
They never
about
came
it.
back.
Yeah,
They never came back.
Now, your son, he had a special story of getting in trouble when he was a little one.
Yeah, he was, I want to say he was about 2 years old. And so he's a very honest kid. So he came home from daycare to his mom's. It's my stepson. He came home to his mom's that day and said, Mom, I said some bad words at school today. She's like, okay, well, what'd you say? And he's like, I just said some bad words. And so the next day when she dropped him off.
Now, hold on. Just, you're thinking in your head bad words like poop, pee-pee.
No, I'm
like,
talking 4-letter words.
But you
didn't
were
say that. We were thinking, we don't really cuss around him. We're not really sure what these could be.
Yeah.
I mean, my kids shut up as a 4-letter word, so it could have been anything.
Yeah.
And so the next day when she drops him off at school, she says, could you just keep an eye out? I'm not sure what's going on. He said he said some bad words. So then she goes back a couple hours later, to pick him up. And the daycare teacher came up to her very, very serious and said, so it was nap time. And we told him he needed to go lay down on his cot. And he looked very seriously up at the daycare lady and goes, F that cot.
But the whole word.
The whole word.
The whole word.
Not the abbreviation, not the letter. Dead serious. He had this way of looking at you like, yes, I'm 2, but you're this big. And so he's like,
F that cot, drop
F
the
that
mic.
cot. And then just stood there to wait to see what happened. And, I'm not even really sure. I mean, he's almost 10, so that was 8 years ago. I have no idea how they handled it. I don't remember their end. I only remember our end. And when she called to tell us that day, my husband put it on speakerphone, and we're listening to the story, and it was all I could do to not. I bursted out laughing. Thank goodness he wasn't there because he would have seen that as approval. And,
Yeah, and
you
then
know,
done
I
it
don't know
again.
how I would have handled that had it been face to face. It would have been one of those bite your knuckle, turn your head, get some
Yeah.
composure. I'm so glad she dealt with that and not us because we both found it
Yeah.
hilarious.
That was.
Totally used in context. I get it.
He's kind of a free bird.
He is.
We had the ocean trip.
We had the ocean trip. We had just moved to Wilmington. So he was, let's see, 2009. He was 4.5, maybe 5. Not sure which summer. Peak tourist season. We're down in Carolina Beach. He starts prancing around. I
Tons
got to
of
go potty.
people.
Oh, packed.
Yeah.
I mean, Carolina Beach in the summertime, packed. Starts prancing around and say, I got to go. I'm like, well, what do you need to do? Like, do we need to pack everything up and go to the potty? And he's like, no, I just need to pee. Oh, go in the ocean. It's right there. And he's like, okay. So he walks down to the edge of the ocean, doesn't get in, barely gets his feet wet, drops his swim trunks all the way down to the ground, just leans back and starts peeing. And, like, such a look of relief on his face. Yeah, like, and everybody around is like gathering their kids, pulling them to the side. You need to stop. You need to
He's
stop.
just in a pin. What do you do with a drunken sailor?
I mean, he and Tired Pete would get along great, I think.
It'd be
So
perfect. It'd be perfect.
it would be.
That's fantastic. So, what's your newest one like?
She is a handful. She's not even a year old yet, and she signs about 10 words, and she
Signs?
She signs. We did it
That's
with my first
awesome.
daughter. Way to communicate, saves so much headache and trouble. She knows what she wants. She wants to nurse, milk, try to give her food. She looks at you like you're crazy and goes, come on, lady, what are you doing? You're taking too long. And so, you know, with 3 kids and a husband that works full time, we end up going grocery shopping by ourselves. And so I have her in a handy dandy little wrap. She gets hungry, scoot her down a little bit. We start nursing, no big deal. Except a few minutes later, this older lady came up and starts going on and on about how cute she is, obviously either not aware that she's nursing or just doesn't care.
That's creepy,
Didn't-
by the way.
Didn't bother me
Yeah.
any. I didn't care, you know, whatever. She is cute. Except then my daughter is starting to get curious, so she turns around and starts looking at the lady, and right as all my milk starts coming out, starts spraying everywhere. And so I say, yeah, she's adorable and hungry. So took a few minutes to get back on track, but I guarantee you that lady does not go up to a newborn again anytime soon.
I would just love if like one of the workers there was walking around going, I see like milk squirts.
Where did this mess come from?
Did
Leak
someone
on
leave it
aisle
somewhere?
3.
Courtney, it's been fantastic having
thank you so
here.
much for
Thank you
having
for
me.
sharing the stories. Everybody, CourtneyGomez. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All the way from Wilmington, drove all the way here to tell these stories about squirt gun milk. All right, well.